Hi, this is Dorothy with Dot Scrapbooking, and this is number 6 that we're working on today of Remember Today, the calendar. And this is my take one page and make it into two. So it's gonna go, all these pages are gonna go into an album for me. So there's the stickers. Here's a background for prints. And here are the die cuts, which are in these wonderful bright colors. This one is Glacier, and we've got Candy Apple Red and Sundance and Capri. And then we've got the little chevrons that go at the head of each of the, I don't know if you want to call them arrows or banners or whatever you want to call them. So these little triangles are going to be used for a banner, a corner banner. So I'll show you that later. And then we've got a nice black arrow that's pretty strong in its, against the light colors or the bright colors. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the page together. I'm going to build it the way it was intended, with putting the banners in their empty places on the printed page. So pretty simple. And what I kind of decided to do is to make the banners continuous, but to cut them in half so that they go from the left to the right. So there I've got some of my white daisy ready to go to, when I cut this page in half, then the half pages will go onto the white daisy cardstock. So look at how nice the little chevrons look. It's very easy to place them. You just kind of eyeball where they go in relation to the ones that are printed on there already. No big deal. So the other thing I really like about this page, on the right-hand side there, you've got all this stamped colors to coordinate with the colors that are opposite. So, but it's not done in the real bright form. It's done like in second generation. So I like that idea. And so I am going to mimic that on the left page when I get over there to it. So I've picked out the colors that I'm going to use to stamp, and I picked out one of my blob stamps. So I'm all ready to go. And I will be doing second generation. So if you don't know what second generation is, if you stamp a blob or whatever, and then you take off the ink onto just a blank sheet of paper, and then you stamp with what's remaining on the ink pad, on the stamp, that's a second generation. So it'll obviously come out lighter, and it won't be quite so bold. So I'm just kind of looking at how much I'm going to have left over when I cut 6 inches off of it, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to chop off, well, this first thing, I'm going to make some 3 by 12 inch strips to go on the outside of my white daisy cardstock. And that is going to be the contrast to all these wonderful colors. It's black. So that kind of makes everything pop just a little bit more because you've added a lot of contrast to your page. So there's going to be, that's the idea, is you have one side with the just the stripes, and then you've got the continuation of the banner on the right-hand page. And so that is for background for some 3 by 4 prints. And that came with the, to go along with this particular page. So I'm really going through Tombow here. That's Ginger talking. She adds to all my videos. We have a nice amount of lines for journaling too on this, which is always a good thing. Journaling, super important. You know, if you have pictures with people doing stuff and a generation from now, those people have no idea who that is. They're not going to know that Uncle Joe is at the picnic with you. And who are those people anyway? So that's why journaling is important. And, I say that from personal experience because when my mother-in-law, we had to move them from Southeast Texas up here, she had some albums. But by the time I got to see the albums, I had no idea who the people were. And she had these wonderful black page albums, but there were no names. There were no names, so I had no idea who any of those people were. So this is one of the stickers, and it's the word explore, and I love how they cut it all in one continuous piece, so you don't have to place each letter. It's just so nice when it's done, so it makes it easy for us. So we've got some cute little striped arrows in here, which go well with all the different colors. And I've got some of my blob stamps ready to go, and I've got my ink pads ready to go. And so here I'm inking up, but I need to get a mat. So that's my cutting mat and my layout mat from Close to My Heart. But the other side has got a lot of really nice foam. So when you're doing something big like a page, you want to have, instead of putting the little piece of foam and moving it all around and missing, you'd rather have a big foam thing to press against to give a really good stamp. So I'm just kind of taking the one stamp and I'm turning it around. So if you notice, I am taking the majority of the ink off with the first press. So there's that. And then putting down the second press. So that's a different blob. So I'm using my my damp micro cloth to clean that one off. And then we're going to go to, I keep it in a little craft box right there next to me, and it stays moist in there, so that's kind of nice. So second generation all the way around. And I'm using 2 different stamps. So you don't get, kind of bored with the same. You can kind of start telling when you have a repeat stamp. So it's good to, if you got some different blobs that go together, then, go ahead and use the different stamps for more randomization. So when you're using second generation Glacier, it comes out very, very light. Okay, here's Capri. That's a lot stronger color. There we go. Well, you can't see because I'm working once again off camera. Didn't mean to. But you'll see how they look together. So I'm going to go ahead and put my 3 by 12 strip in place on both sides. And it's kind of like, the raw edges sometimes really need something. And so I went and I thought, I've got a whole lot of shimmer trim in black. So I'm going to go get my shimmer trim and I'll just finish the edge off with shimmer trim because, who doesn't like a little glitz? So there we go. And I'm just blunt cutting it. I don't have to fold it under or anything. It's a very strong adhesive on the back of the shimmer trim. So what I want to do, I don't like that raw edge on the white either. So I'm going to do something about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to put the little background for the 3 by 4s. Of course, I try 3 by 3s first, but that's okay. So now you can see the Capri down at the bottom. Now you could just put 3 by 3s and then add a little journaling spot down below there to explain those 2 little pictures. Or you could just do what I've decided to do and put in 3 by 4s. So I do this just as a reminder for when I take these to a retreat and start putting pictures on them. It makes cropping tons faster. So you don't have to measure or anything. It's just, bam, there it is right in your face. So I'm trying to figure out how are these supposed to be used. And I'm being silly here because that is not how they're supposed to be used. That looks stupid. So I'm going to make them, and I'm missing some, which, you know, with the chaos that is on the outside edges of the camera, you would understand me losing stuff. So I think, okay, well, those are they're kind of, you know, need some spacing. So I'm going to pop them up first of all to add a little interest. Might have to let her outside. So I'm just kind of putting them in place, figuring out where they need to go. And then I'm taking the back off and putting them on. And so I'm kind of thinking, well, I could put some silver thread along there, or I could intersperse it with gems. And that I kind of like that idea. Because we haven't used many gems, if any, on any of these layouts. And you know, it's always nice to have some little sparkle. So here we go. I'm just kind of putting one in between. Yeah, it just does a little, especially against the black, it shows up. And so I've got those little arrows, and I've got these two little banners, and I'm going to put those up there just because, you know, nature abhors a vacuum. So I like that little arrow. So I'm going to pop him up and say, look at these pictures. So then I kind of go in between what should I put here. So I kind of decided, yeah, that the charcoal is too dark, but this linen, the linen really works well because it's like a neutral gray, which is 18% gray, but so it's a very light gray, and it's perfect for standing out against black and against white. And to help the white along, I'm just going to add a little bit of black to the edge, not to go over onto the flat part, but just on the edge. See, and that helps that edge it doesn't do anything for the black, but for the white, it just kind of gives definition. So, kind of like what I was thinking of is doing some definition along that edge, but then I thought I'm going to get black all over everything if I do that. And so this is a quarter inch piece of black. And I'm thinking, do I want to do this? Or so I'm kind of scooching it under the paper, because I just want just a teeny bit of an edge there. See, not much, just a tiny bit. And this little tool has come in very handy. So you can kind of push it a little bit and finagle, you know, the amount that you want there. The tool works out. That's very handy. It's a very handy little tool. So there we go. Just a little bit of definition there. And I'm just kind of liking the way this is coming out. So there's my linen. Those are 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 for 4 by 4 pictures. And you know, I just think that that linen cardstock is just perfect. So there I've got that arrow. But when I start moving things around, then we're going to have a 4x6 over here. So instead of just having two 3x4s, we've got the 2 and then the 4x6 and two 4x4s. So we've added quite a bit of print space to the one page, starting off with the one page. So these are the colors I've used: Capri, Glacier, Sundance. I missed using the one after, which I'm not sure what that is. Desert Rose, that's what that is. Just hit me. But that's fine. I mean, I think that went okay. So see there, everything pops out eventually. So should I put it down there? What to do? What to do, what to do. So I'm going to lift up the arrow. And where am I going to put that? Right there. And then we've got a little tiny banner over on the other corner, because I'm not going to pull the others up. So there we go. There we have it. I hope if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. And if you like it, give me a thumbs up. I'd love it if you left a comment and tell me what you think. And these papers are still available. They're Remember Today. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye now. Hi, I'm Dorothy Smith. Thanks for watching my video, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel and learn along with me. Thanks. Bye-bye.